40, 30, 45 years old. You might have had some kind of transgressions. You think your grandparents didn't either?
Right.
I mean, that's stupid. And so at the end of the day, and the thing that men today don't walk around with doubt, Papa did too.
Right.
He just did. And think about it, like that's just like the ultimate imprisonment because they were in situations they couldn't shit. They couldn't shit.
Right.
So you see sometimes guys be like, man, I ain't do this, that, and that. They ain't even say nothing to this kid. But a lot of that shit because it was doubt.
Oh, wow.
Just think about it for a second, man.
I'm thinking about it.
Think about it, man. I mean, in that era, man, sometimes, because, they did wrong, but they also had wrong did to their ass, too.
That is true.
Man, did you ever read Iceberg Slim Pimp?
Yeah.
And you seen the stuff like his mama his mama did, his daddy.
Right.
And even the guy that raised him, she just was. Mom,
she was but wild.
Hey. But I'm saying, I say all that to say that wasn't, so ain't no new phenomenon.
Right.
Right? But so I think DNA has, changed a lot of things over the years and stuff. That's not to condemn women, but, like I said, that mama's baby daddy maybe stuff.
It's real.
That ain't no new thing, right? Real talk. It's just now you can check it. Mm-hmm. But again, I still go back to that whole premise. Guys, if you be less concerned with child support, be more concerned with custody. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, until you actually have legitimate custody, again legitimized, you don't have no kind of parental rights. But you have all kind of liability from a child support standpoint.
Right. They make sure of that. That's kind of crazy, right?
Well, nobody tell you sign that damn paper.
Right. I mean, but that is kind of backwards. You signed a birth certificate that's saying paternity, this is my child, but you don't have any parental rights because you haven't legitimized it. But the problem you have is that you gonna give me all the legitimizing responsibility when you get that child support. It's like you get what I'm saying? It's like it's kind of dumb to me because you willing to put me on child support and all that other stuff, but you're not willing to give me no parental rights, and so I'm doing exactly the same. I'm getting all the same responsibilities I would if I had parental rights. Like,
well, the rules.
But we are talking about the state though.
Well,
we are
rules
talking about
of
the
the
government.
game.
Like,
if you want to play it, you gotta play it.
Right. I mean, we are talking about the government. You can't expect logic out of them. So anyway.
Okay, let me read. Sexy Redbone 28 says, so true cause I look at some of my dad kids with their other mom and I side eye. She funny as hell. Them my stuff. Be damn.
Well, I mean, I agree with her and you. I mean, my granddaddy, a lot of my uncles have different last names. So I mean,
people knew.
You get what I'm saying? Like, out of the 10 kids, 5 or 6 of them had different last names.
Well, they said they playing spades. Got 4 in the possible.
Exactly. Then my granddad had a whole nother family. Us came from somewhere else. So you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Real talk, man. Real talk. But from that legal advice standpoint, guys, I'm just saying, what's documented was documented. What's said is what's said. But, if it ain't documented and putting stuff in, you got to be, careful with that. Again, night show, we're talking about you don't approve of who your ex is around. Please call in. Nobody call in tonight. 678-740-9894. But just
they
say
all approve. They all approve.
They all approve. Hey, just say your name Roger Rabbit or Jessica Rabbit. You ain't gotta give your real name. Call in.
I think it's hard to disguise the voices. That's the problem.
Ain't nobody yet. We still don't call names. And that's 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. And a good thing to do also, I think, just like I just said before, document concerns. Keep a record of specific incidents or behaviors that concern you. Having a documented record can be helpful if legal action becomes necessary. Unfortunately, sometimes by the time you want to take some legal action, maybe something doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. That's why I said be very, very careful about who you have around your kids and stuff like that, man. Because this shit is really disheartening when you turn around on TV and you'll see what somebody did to some baby and everything. Mm-hmm. Like that shit wasn't necessary
at all.
You know what I'm saying? So I really want to caution people to err on the side of caution when you're dealing with people, and also who you have, around your children. Mm-hmm. With that. But guys, you got any thing to add to it? Just like again that you're in a situation not with somebody anymore. You didn't, you weren't feeling certain situations. Feel free to call in 678-740-9894. 9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. And one big thing I think people need to make sure they're doing is focus on the children. Keep the best interest of your children in mind, always. Courts are prioritize the well-being of children, so any action or decision should be made with their welfare a primary consideration. And see, one thing about it though, that's what going back to what we talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. That gripe and concern.
Right.
You gotta sit here and just say to yourself, like, look, man, because you could be all like, you don't like this person, but the kid love him.
Right. They playing baseball in the front yard. They going to the races. They going out flying kites. They building motor cars. They start a whole new motor car and train hobby.
Bought your son some Jordans, some football gloves. Ooh.
Then put him in football.
Thank you for calling Change Your Lives. Who am I speaking with?
For the sake of that conversation, I was going to say it's Rebecca Rabbit, but it's a great conversation. But I did want to pose something to you all. You may have touched on it some already. When you talk about the happiness of the individual and the well-being of the children, talk about perhaps sometimes when the children being difficult, when that person's not doing anything harmful to the child, but the child may be a teenager or a young adult, 20, 21, and just not ready to see dad or mom move on.
Okay, so let me get clarity on this. You're saying not the actual parent not approving. You're saying more so the actual child not approving.
Yeah, if the child is being difficult themselves, and maybe or maybe not that would impact the ex or the other parent, but that certainly can cause some chaos or tension, if you will, in the relationship.
Do you have an age frame you're looking at? Young, old, or just child people?
Let's say any between the ages of 16 and 22.
16 and 22. So you got a young adult not really feeling, the person that one of the parents is dating, and they're being somewhat rebellious or, just not the best as far as working with the situation, right? Hello?
Yes, and if you would talk about any tips with those boundaries and how those boundaries perhaps could transfer over to the parent, the other parent or the ex.
Okay, cool. I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you. What the caller stated was just saying, if you have a child, 16 to 20, 22, that isn't feeling the new person because they have some kind of reluctance to bring somebody in because they still like the parents together, or they doesn't necessarily want to see the parent with somebody else. How do you handle situations? I'm gonna be very, very real with you, man. One thing I learned about divorce is when your kids get grown, they get the hell on. They don't give a shit about, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, shit, you have all kind of damn complaints of who the hell they dealing with and screwing.
Right.
And they I'm gonna be honest with you. Me personally, I'm always gonna listen to my children.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes back to that thing before. If it's just because you don't like them, it's hard for me to put weight into it.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna ask why you don't like them.
Okay.
But I'm not really feeling that whole I'm holding up or anything because of what you ain't feeling this or anything like that. And I think a lot of parents do put weight into that.
Mm-hmm.
The flip side of it is the other person might not be studying that shit.
Right.
Yeah, F your son, F your daughter. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Lab. I've never had that situation happen with me. Let me say that first. There's never been with any of my children. That come from a man that have 3 grown children.
Mm-hmm.
Never had that happen. My kid's pretty laid back, respectful young men.
Right.
Anything like that. And be honest with you, I guess I kind of look at it the other side like, hey man, I ain't gonna feel everybody you with.
Right.
I'm gonna give you my little opinion, this, that, and that. However you gonna, cause you might give me, so, well, daddy, this what it is. You might pay attention to me, but you're gonna do what you do.
Right. Exactly.
But you're not liking and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna have nobody disrespecting somebody just because I don't have to do that. But I will say this on the other side: if you dating somebody with issues like that, and I've been in that situation, shit, Poochie, this your sign. This your sign. They got this sorry ass son. They got this sorry ass daughter. Run. I'm just saying. So, shit. I ain't trying to, how you be around while you raising your grown ass son,
right,
and all that stuff. I ain't trying to even do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's more of a benefit to the new person.
Well, let me say this: as I never went through that easy. Like I said, when we got divorced, my children were older. But when I was younger, as the person. And I never knew my father, but I didn't want my mom around nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I was very rebellious. I was very, you get what I'm saying? Like, I would do stuff just to do it. Like, I was a terror when it came to, well, my mama dated a lot of men, but when it came to just her bringing somebody around, I wasn't having it. And it wasn't even because I want her to get back with my daddy. I didn't know that nigga. It was just because I didn't want him thinking he was my dad. I ain't want him calling me son. I ain't want him.
No legitimate that something been done to you.
I just don't want to be. I didn't want to deal with him trying to be nice to me because he trying to be with my mom. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I was gonna do everything I could to get him to get gone.
Me, numbers man _1 said I've been there. Sexy Lady Redbone 28. Anybody in LA?
Nah, nobody could comment on.
Sexy Redbone 28 said I don't think it should matter. Damn them kids, LOL. And he said run like hell. I know with me personally, and I can be honest with you, my mama couldn't have no serious relationship when I was a teenager up till I left with the army because I was tripping about men being around my sister.
Right.
Shit, I wasn't even gone a year and a half. My mama was married.
Right.
And Fruka was a good dude. I mean, Fruka died a couple years ago. He was a good guy. But I was very... everybody knew I was always overprotective of my sister.
Right.
But I was like, shit, asshole.
Right.
But that was my reason, because I ain't really trust no man. Nothing ever happened.
Right.
With no drama, trauma, nothing like that.
How you
just
felt.
ain't trust niggas around my sister.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just being honest with that. Like, now, I run them off and everything. What's up, nigga? You know, disrespectful. Disrespectful as hell.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Never
That's
call them
me.
out their name, but just I never did respect nobody. I'm sorry, I just wasn't friendly.
Oh no, I can't say I never did. I stole cars. I took cars. Oh, wake up, his car gone. We in the car. We been gone in the car all night.
I ain't cool.
And this at 14, 15. I'm in the car. I'm gone.
Shit, I left you in your damn one right now.
Till I graduated high school and went to college.
Really?
Like 13, 14. Luckily I graduated high school early. So when when I graduated high school and I went to college at 15, she got a reprieve.
Yeah.
But before that, she.
Nah, man. But I really found out, just coming out of that divorce. When I came out of my divorce, at that time, 2 were grown. Chris was getting ready to get out, so that 3 of them grown now. Man, you find out real damn quick, man. Shit, they get on their own. They gonna do what the hell they want to do. And you be sitting there trying to make their ass happy.
Right.
They ain't least concerned making you happy
at all.
So they out there dating and screwing and doing what they want to do. And I got great kids. Don't get me wrong. Great young men. They don't get good sons. Don't get me wrong. But the ones that are grown are grown.
Right.
And they not the grown well. And my kids know shit. We don't straddle the fence.
Right.
I'm a man, but the man keep coming to me for money. You a man, you a man.
You gonna stay on that side of the fence.
Stay on that side of the fence now.
Right.
Cause you know what I'm saying, don't be no man and be a boy when you need some money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and they're responsible young men. I ain't had no problem out of them or anything like that, but they do what they do. Mm-hmm. And they've made decisions that I probably wouldn't have made, or I wouldn't necessarily best in favor. Not illegal, but they growing men.
Right.
And so, but I say all that to say, they ain't pumping the brakes to say, hey, this probably something daddy wasn't advised, or this might come back to daddy. They ain't thought about that shit, right? So, why the hell I look like doing?
Right. Okay.
So and that's just with that. But like I said again, the other side when it goes into it, a lot of times they have one person like, man, I ain't want to deal with that. I gotta be putting up with that. Mm-hmm. Cause when you date somebody with a sorry ass kid,
right?
It's like it's like it's kind of like You know how you had that buy here, pay here lot, your credit card a little funky. The car look good as hell, but you know that's a piece of shit.
You get 262,000 miles
yeah,
on.
Yeah, you know it's a piece of shit, but you know it look good. But you just figure, okay, it ain't gonna be as bad as it ain't gonna be that bad,
right?
Until you get them.
Until you get to driving.
It's burning oil, it's leaking oil coming out the damn parking lot. All that shit, you know, every damn thing wrong. But you knew,
right?
It didn't look as bad. And you get them kind of situations like that, man. Badass kid, you know, this, that, and that. They may have. Well, that's a whole nother show. Credit issues, health issues, family issues, all that kind of stuff. Baby, whatever, mama, daddy issues. Those kind of things, like say, you see, those things, it just doesn't look as bad until you get knee deep. When you get knee deep, that being, you done got, you know, a deep relationship, a marriage, that had a child with them. Man, it's shit, you know. You in the abyss. Stuck like Chuck.
Stuck like Chuck,
yeah. Up, man. Again, guys, tonight we're talking about you don't approve who your ex is around. Ex is around. Feel free to call in. Who your ex. You don't approve who your ex has around your kids. Okay. Feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. And the last thing I would say, you can if you want to and you deem it a situation, you know, want to go further, you can always request some kind of custody modification. But keep in mind what I said before. To request a custody modification, you need to be on some form, shape, form, or fashion of having custody. Right. But in extreme cases, if you believe the situation is harmful to your child, again, if you believe the situation is harmful to your child, right, you can explore the possibility of seeking a modification of custody arrangements through the legal system. However, this is typically a last resort and shouldn't be pursued with careful consideration. That's why I say it's very, very important that we ask that magical question again. When you got a problem with, you know, somebody that your ex is dating, and you want to sit here and address it with your ex, I can't stress this enough. Before you go say something to your co-parent, ask, is this a gripe, or this is, you know, this is a consideration, or this is a gripe?
Concern.
I'm sorry. I said consideration. Yeah, right. Thank you, Larry. I'm sorry. I'm running my mouth. Yeah, before you say, you know, address something with your co-parent in regards to your child, ask yourself that question. Is this a gripe? Like, I just don't like them or whatever?
Right.
Or this a, you know, a legitimate concern?
Right.
It's a legitimate concern.
Or how do you handle it when you haven't seen anything, but then your child comes to you and tell you some stuff that may have happened? So say, do you deal with the kid even if you don't like them to deal with whomever?
To the point, the question is asked, do you deal with the kid even if you don't like them to deal with whoever? As much you can take. Because at the end of the day, you sitting there like, okay, this is my kid, whoever they with. I mean, if I'm thinking on the right, asking the question correctly, this is my kid. I don't like who they dealing with. I don't like how they moving and stuff like that. But shit, how much you can take?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say again, you gonna be a man or a woman. You can't be that way. Then when you need, so you turn back into a little boy or girl.
Right.
I don't need to be. I got it, daddy. But then when you need something, hey, dad, can you help me?
Right.
No, keep that same damn energy.
Right.
Keep that same damn energy. Hey, matter of fact, bring me that damn tone you had back. Poke your chest back up.
Right. And that tell me this your life.
Yeah, your life. Keep that same damn energy.
Right.
You know, shit. Hey, any of my kids tell you, hey, shit, what that joker there? Boy, you sit there like you had a long joker. You know what I'm saying? Like you big daddy. You telling me all this kind of stuff and everything. Keep that same damn energy.
Right.
Don't switch up with that. And I think one of the best ways to do that with children, you know, this just a sidebar. And I think it worked great for me. And I ain't saying I'm just daddy of the year with everything, but whatever your kids do, let them own that shit. And whatever y'all come out of it, shit, it's messed up, or you put them on punishment, but however you do it, stick with that shit. Far too often, I think when people wrong us or our kids wrong, we don't follow through with the punishment, and they never learn. You know,
let it slide.
Yeah, you know, you sit here, you know, and everything. I ain't sitting here saying like, you know, you told it. You let them learn their lesson.
Right.
You let them learn their lesson, and I think sometimes with parents, we're so scared of letting us see our kids. We're so afraid to let to see our kids fail because it hurt us and scares us, but we should be more afraid to not let them go through stuff because they never get the opportunity to get that experience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, shit, go out there and mess up. Like I said, keep that energy.
Do your thing.
Yeah, because again, if I let you keep bucking at me and I catch you after you done buck, you're always going to keep bucking, but you're going to feel like, okay, I can keep on disrespecting you. So, like I said, go on and go through it.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, I think that's if I'm answering that right, I think it's just a matter of how much you can tolerate. Because like I said, that custom modification stuff, like being real, man, you just don't hear that shit. Now you coming out more money in your pocket.
Right.
And you might mess around and you might put yourself legally in a worse situation
than you was before.
Yeah. Now you paying more child support. Now you got less custody, less rights. You're like, well, hey, I'm the one started this.
Right.
Exactly. So be very careful of that. Mm-hmm. But like I said, that question, that $1 million question, you know what I'm saying? Is this gripe or concern?
Let me. I was gonna ask you a question before we ask Slick's question. What do you do when, or how do you, in your opinion, what do you do when you don't see any concerns? You don't. You like, you met him, he good, whatever, or she good. Y'all done met, y'all done talked, y'all done, you know what I'm saying? Everything. But then your child comes back to you and says, and it may be true, it may be false, it may be because he don't like the person, or she don't like the person, and says something to you about it. Then what do you do? Because at that point, it's your child saying, and you like, hell no, I ain't gonna have my child. You know what I'm saying?
Most of the time, it's gonna be stuff your child said anyway, because you're only privy to what you see when you maybe drop them off or some kind of interaction you have. Most of the time, the information's gonna come through your child anyway, right? Because you might see person in crossing, dropping them off,
right,
in location and things like that. So you may not never ever see shit, right?
Right.
For the most part,
but you didn't talk to this person. Like y'all done had a conversation. This person that came to you and said, "Hey, I'm gonna be around your son, I'll be around your daughter. My name's such and such. I do this, I do that." I mean, y'all had a real conversation. Like,
yeah, I done had one of those. What you talking about? I'm Will Mama boyfriend.
No, I'm talking about like real. Like,
yeah, I'm real.
Like y'all just sit down and talk. Like not that kind. This kind.
I'm Will Mama boyfriend.
Right.
What the hell? That's what I was told. I'm Will Mama boyfriend. But no, I feel what you're saying with that. I think we were laughing. That's how I was.
Right.
Mr. Chain Gang. That's what I got introduced to.
Right.
But I say this, you all got to listen to your kids.
Right.
If your kids tell you something, listen to them. Your kid might be pissed off and lie to you and whatever, this, that, and that. And you can't do nothing but listen to them.
Right.
And you can address it with that. It's a funky spot. It's a tough spot. Because the thing about it is going back to, if your kids tell you something happened and you go address it, it still go back to, it depends on the other co-parent, how they're going to receive that.
Right.
We didn't just complaining.
Right.
He just, we did this, that, and that, and all that other kind of stuff. You don't know how that's going to go.
Right.
But I will say, if any parent, make sure you address it and have some kind of concerns with that, with doing it. You just hope. See, man, and this go back to the shit, we just being straight up. We got to be careful with our kids with, too.
True.
Because I'm just saying, like, hey, you got kids.
That's a very important thing.
There's some guys got some baby mamas out here. Man, they out here selling and shaking in front of their daughters. And that's
on
how
Instagram.
Yeah, but I won't say it. But that's how you met them.
Right.
That's how you met them.
So what you got?
Yeah.
So you can't expect them to change now.
And now your baby out here doing this kind of stuff. Now you got an issue.
Right.
You got to be very, very careful of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She didn't get like that overnight. She just was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And everything. But then now you got a daughter by, and now your baby going around your mama dancing like her mama, and you sitting there like, Grandma, let me show you what my mama showed me. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, then when I see my mama and Uncle such and such do, oh Lord. But
Uncle such and such.
But in all seriousness, you gotta be careful.
Right. Slick says that kids learn super quick. My grandson is with his mom now because he can do what he wants to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. That's a great point because, again, they get older, they get smarter, they can be manipulative and all kind of stuff. and play on your damn heartstrings and play on everybody else's heartstrings. So you got to protect yourself. So that stuff with them kids, man, you just, I would say actively listen to them, actively talk to them, but you also got to actively protect yourself too, from all angles with
what's
that,
going
man.
on.
Yeah, man, but it was a pretty cool conversation. Remember that every situation you need. And it's important to approach these matters with a focus on finding solutions that prioritize the well-being of your children. Consulting with legal professionals seeking mediation can provide guidance based on the specific details of your situation. Brothers, if I can leave you guys with anything, you know, and human sisters too. Because again, I know I've seen a lot of videos where a lot of men will say, well, we ain't got to get the courts involved and all this other kind of stuff. We ain't got to do this, that, and that. I say again, be less concerned with child support. Be more concerned with the custody. What you can do with your kid, what your rights are, and everything like that. Because again, that whatever money you sitting there worried about, you know, having to be able to pay, shit, you might be this way. You praying to God, you can pay that kind of money just to see your child,
Right?
Just to have some kind of impact on your child, just to protect your child. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really, 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 really be real sometimes. You know what I mean? And then sometimes, you know, I think in life just like in business, sometimes you be so worried about that sacrifice now. And I understand that, like in big picture wise, you know, the whole totality of the impact
Of everything.
Exactly. So that, you know, I'm being honest with you guys. So those two things we talked about, is it a concern or is it a gripe? And like I said again, don't be so worried about, you know, child support. Be focused on custody, okay? Look, guys, I love you guys. Had an awesome show. Thanks to the young lady that called in and stuff like that. Guys, make sure if you came in, whatever platform for TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, go to the YouTube channel, Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Bird. If you're on TikTok, you can, phone of that. If you're on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, you can always go to the bio, but you can just Google Deonte Bird and you'll see the YouTube channel come up and everything. But guys, listen, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the love and support. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will talk with you soon.